I have been a full-time working mom and a full-time mom at the same time for 7 years, both as a daycare provider and now running my own business. And I have learned quite a thing or two about doing both of those things well at the same time. So I'm going to share 7 of my best tips for getting a ton done productivity wise as somebody who works, but also tips for maximizing time with your kids all in the same day. So if you're not new around here, you will know I get up really early in the morning, 4 a.m. I have for years now, and I just have found that this works so well for me because I'm able to get the kind of mindless tasks done that have to still get done every single week for my business, but don't require a lot of brain power. They aren't the things where I'm like dreaming big and making all these changes. They're more just like the nitty-gritty things that have to get done for my business to keep going, and it's still to grow the business, but it's stuff that doesn't take a lot of thought. I like to do those early in the morning. If you're a night owl, those would also be a great thing to save for the end of the day when you're equally as tired but have a sudden surge of energy. So I like to save those things for the beginning of my day, but you could also save them for the end. Another thing I like to do as a business owner, obviously with any job, usually you should continue learning about that job. So whether you're an online teacher or you run a business or you're doing some kind of virtual job from home, there's usually something worth learning about, whether it's required or not required. And what I like to do is I like to save my learning for multitasking time. So when I'm cleaning, when I'm cooking, when my kids are playing and I'm just kind of supervising, that's when I like to read books, listen to podcasts, listen to audiobooks, take modules from courses I will listen to and just have like a notepad with me to write it down. Maybe when I'm going on a walk, I will listen, or long car rides. I just like to save learning for multitasking time. So when I do have time where I have total undivided attention to focus, I'm not using it on something I could be doing while I'm doing other things. So I like to save that time to get work done, and I like to learn when I'm doing other things because it's a slightly more passive thing to do. Another thing that's helped me, because I am homeschooling and I'm working and running a business in the nooks and crannies of my day, is I like to divide all of my monthly tasks into the 4 weeks so that every single month I know exactly what I need to do during each of the 4 weeks. So for example, I run a subscription box. So I took all of the things that I need to do for my subscription box every month, since it's very cyclical: ordering products, paying vendors, ordering samples, creating motivational cards that come with my box, packing the boxes. Like, I split all of those little tasks up, I write them all out, and then I take my 4 weeks and I just start dragging and dropping each of those things into the 4 weeks. Some are time sensitive, so they go during whatever week I need to do them, and some are a little less time sensitive and can be kind of done whenever during the month. So I just put those anywhere that I don't have as much stuff to do. So I divide the whole month's worth of tasks into the 4 weeks, and this just helps me really focus on whatever I need to do that week instead of having the burden of all of the monthly tasks on my back. I don't have to think about the future weeks. I'm just focused on this week, and I know I will get to those other things the next weeks because I've planned it all out. And then going off of that, when I look at my week, if there are things that I have to do every single week, I will divide those by day. So let's, for example, I have videos that I edit every single week, and my videos usually go up on Tuesdays and Fridays. So I know exactly what videos I am editing for which days, which mornings I'm doing those. So for example, I know I am editing my Friday videos on Wednesday and Thursday, and then I am editing my Tuesday videos on Friday and Monday. So I know when I'm doing those things. And then any other weekly tasks you have to do every single week, pick a day that you're going to do each of those, and there you have your whole week laid out. It's pretty simple when you do it that way. And then every week when you're planning your week, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to add in any new things or take away anything that maybe you just don't have to do that week. Another thing I like to do is I like to look at my life, because my work and my motherhood are very intertwined because all of it is done at home and I have my kids full time with me. So I like to figure out what tasks will be with kid tasks and what tasks have to be done without kids. So for example, something I'm really trying to work on is doing motherly tasks when my kids are awake. for many reasons. First of all, this gives me more time to focus on my business when my kids are asleep or working on an activity. So I have more focused time for something that's actually like bringing our family income and going to move the needle for my business. I also like to save mothering tasks for when my kids are awake, because I think it's good for them to see that a mom has a lot of things she has to do. She has, you know, depending on how you split it up in your marriage, but I do the laundry, I do the meal planning, grocery shopping, scheduling appointments, all of those things that come along with motherhood. I like to mainly do when my kids are awake. Is it hard sometimes when I have a 1-year-old crying and then the other 2 are fighting and stuff is, you know, everybody's moody? Yes, but I still think it's a really good lesson, and most of the time I try to do mothering, household, homemaking tasks when my kids are awake. And then that saves me time for, like, if I have to have a business phone call, I usually will save that for when my kids are napping or having rest time, quiet time, or late at night, or whenever my kids are not going to be bothering me. Something that also has really helped me for times when your kids are awake or I have, you know, they're around me, but I need to get something done for my business. I have a whole bunch of activities I can easily pull out for my kids. I have a whole podcast episode on 25 different ones. I plan to make a video in the future with even more ideas for you guys of just quick things you can pull out that will entertain your kids for a while so you can work on something, whatever it is, or just sit down and read. And so I like to have these ready at any time. These are things like kinetic sand, sensory bins, activity books. I like to do strews where I just take a bunch of random things and kind of set them up and invite my kids to play. So having those things and a timer, and I tell them I'm going to set the timer for 30 minutes. You guys are going to do this one thing. If you decide you want to do something else, you need to go to your rooms and play. I'm going to be taking this call, or I'm going to be really busy for these 30 minutes. So I will only be available if it's an emergency, but you guys need to focus on this for 30 minutes and then I will be back to being available to you. I don't use this a lot, but when I do need to use it, it's really, really helpful. And then lastly, I think it's so important to build in no business or non-working hours. As moms, we are constantly giving, and then as employees or business owners, we are working so hard on our jobs and our businesses that I think it's so important that we do have downtime. I definitely have downtime almost every day. I like to do nothing after my kids go to bed except whatever it is I want to do. So if I feel like organizing a closet, I'll do that then. If I feel like watching Gilmore Girls, I'll do that then. If I want to read my book, I'll do that then. Go for a walk, whatever it is, but it's totally up to me and I get to decide that. I found when I plan business tasks for the end of the day, especially like interviews and things like that, trainings, I am so tired, I really don't want to do it. I'm more likely to cancel. And so I only do business tasks at night if I absolutely have to, like things for my box. I will often fold tissue paper or set up my boxes and watch a show. So it's something like I'm still doing something for myself, but I also have to do this for my business. But other than that, I really try not to do a whole lot at the end of the day because it is so important to really block off that time to just unwind and do whatever it is you want to do. So do not feel guilty taking time for yourself every single day and marking that into your day wherever it makes sense for you. I hope these tips were helpful of how you can block off time and just really maximize the time you have to both run a business or work from home and be a mom at the same time. It's definitely not an easy juggle, but for me, and I know a lot of other moms out there, it's totally worth figuring out. And I just hope this video helped give you a couple more ideas to have in your toolbox ready whenever you need them. I hope you will subscribe and learn more tips for how to create balance that sticks, and I will see you next time. Bye.